So friends, do you know what causes a heart attack? Is it the fats in your diet or the carbs? The fitness world invariably is divided into two parts. There is science and there are myths. Today I want to give you some interesting facts based on science about fats. So who made fats such a villain? I have said this before, right? People are really shocked when they see what I eat. Because the truth is, I eat a lot of fats every day with every meal. Be it butter, olive oil, cream, cheese, full fat paneer. And my favorite in non-vegetarian food is I love eating eggs, red meat, including bacon. And I frequently also check my cholesterol profile, and my last report showed that my cholesterol levels are in perfect shape. So you must be wondering, how is that possible? So I know what you guys are wondering. Why does everybody else think fat is so bad? It's so unhealthy. Have fat and a heart attack is just around the corner waiting to happen. Let me give you the secret today. In the meanwhile, you can like my video and share it so that your loved ones know the true science of saturated fats, carbs, and what is the actual cause of heart disease. Why is it that people think fat in the diet causes a heart attack? Well, people think so because this is what they read everywhere. This is what they have been told time and again. That is what you think, right? Let me assure you today, it's nothing but bad science, half-baked truth, a myth that is actually making a whole generation unhealthy and fat. If you know the truth, that is the true science behind eating fats, watch the video as I uncover the scientific facts for you. Do you know who Ancel Keys is? Keys was one of the most influential scientists from the 50s in the USA. He was one of the most sought after thought leaders who conducted the famous 7-country studies on cholesterol and heart disease. This is still cited as evidence that cholesterol in your diet causes heart disease. But the story does not end here, my friends. Because over time technology evolved and many scientists found that there were many flaws, fundamental scientific flaws in the study that was conducted by Keys. For example, Keys insisted that there was a clear correlation between total cholesterol in the diet that is consumed by people and the risk of heart disease. This was simply wrong for two primary reasons. One is the 7-country studies that he had done was an association study, simply showing an association between high fat consumption and deaths due to heart disease. Not that it caused them. So there's a big question mark out there. Second, he deliberately left out several countries. The countries that he removed was in fact the ones that did not show any correlation. Later, the science has clearly revealed the truth that the problem is not the cholesterol but the particles containing the cholesterol called the lipoproteins, as well as something that is more damaging called the triglycerides. Oh, I'm sorry, did I go too fast? Are you with me? Because right now I'm feeling like a mad scientist. Okay, let me make it simpler for you and explain you what this lipoprotein is. Well friends, lipoproteins are substances which contain or are made up of proteins and fats. And all the fats found in your blood are moving within these lipoprotein particles. Number one, lipoprotein is called the LDL, or the low density lipoprotein is circulating the cholesterol within your body, and the HDL, or the high density lipoprotein that is found in your blood, is actually removing the cholesterol from your body. Let's assume that you only consume fat in the form of butter. So this butter, obviously you know that it has cholesterol and saturated fats in it. What will this cholesterol and saturated fats do in your body? This will increase your total cholesterol. To circulate this cholesterol, your body, specifically the liver, will produce very low density lipoprotein, or VLDL. Now you must be wondering, what does this VLDL particle do? Well, it absorbs cholesterol and matures into an LDL particle. This LDL particle then circulates throughout the body depositing the cholesterol where it is needed. After the cholesterol has completed its role in the body, whatever is unused in excess is taken out by the HDL particle. This is why saturated fats increases the total cholesterol in your body. Now, after knowing the science, the real question is the increase in total cholesterol in the body a good thing or a bad thing? To better understand this, let us change the example. Let us say that instead of just fats, you are just consuming carbs, pure carbs, say in the form of mashed potatoes. It is just carbs, no fat. So now what happens? The potatoes in your meal go into your stomach, they contain pure carbs, they get converted into glucose and they enter the bloodstream as glucose, getting stored into the muscles for energy. Whatever is excess glucose that is still circulating becomes fats in your liver known as the triglycerides. Do you know what these triglycerides are? Well friends, these are like droplets of oil in your blood. And because these droplets of oil need a carrier in them, there you go. We have the VLDL particles carrying a lot of triglycerides in them that finally load on more triglycerides and they convert into small and dense LDL particles. These triglycerides make the LDL particle in your blood small and dense. And because these particles are now small and dense and in high quantities, they end up getting into the damaged area of your arteries, causing plaque, leading to a blockage. This is how the blockage develops, guys. So yes, when you consume a lot of carbs, excess of it, your total cholesterol in the body goes down, but there is double whammy effect. Number one effect is the HDL particle level, which is good for you, that removes the cholesterol from your body, goes down. Second, the small and dense LDL particle that is carrying so much of triglyceride in your system ends up causing the blockage. And we don't really want that, do we? So guys, this is the real tragedy. Why people think carbs is good for you, because they have been told that it reduces your total cholesterol, which then does not lead to heart attack. While the fats in the diet are bad for us because they increase the cholesterol levels in the body, leading to increase in the blockage of the heart. But actually, it's the inverse, as I have given you the complete science behind it. Let me elaborate it with one simple example. When somebody unfortunately dies of a heart attack, what do we blame? Of course, we say that he ate a lot of unhealthy stuff, a lot of food that contains cholesterol and fats in it, such as ghee, butter, or red meat. And we also blame that because the cholesterol went high because of these foods, the blockage in his heart went up and in his arteries. And if he is known to have a reputation of not consuming these so-called unhealthy foods such as ghee, butter and red meat, then the incident of heart attack is either blamed on the genetics or the stress levels. But here my point is that the carbs, which is a true villain, does not get any credit for such a bad thing that it does. Let me emphasize this with a very simple example. In a crime scene, the real criminal, who's the murderer, is actually walking scot-free with a lot of problems that he has created, killing millions and millions of people every day. This murderer in the diet is called the carbs, who quietly converts into Mr. Hyde in our body and in the form of the truly dangerous triglycerides. So given the science that I have elaborated above, I want to give you some simple tips and advice to make your diet heart healthy. Number one, cut down on carbs, or at least monitor it. Stick to the carbs that are coming from your natural sources, which are rich in fiber and not overly processed. Try to keep your carb intake within 70 grams per day. Number two, eat a healthy mix of naturally occurring fats from saturated, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. So these fats you can find in your red meat, in your chicken, in the several oils that I have elaborated, like the ghee, the butter, the coconut oil, and even the nuts are a great source for you to get your fats from. Number 3, avoid the so-called healthy oils like the sunflower oil, the safflower oil, or the rice bran oil, which are excessively processed with heat and harsh chemicals that actually convert these healthy fats that they have into something very unhealthy called the trans fats, which are responsible for reducing your immunity, increasing the number of blockages that you have, which we don't want at all. So avoid these oils, guys. Last but not the least, number 4, if you are a non-vegetarian, eat plenty of fish. You can also supplement your intake of healthy fats and proteins in form of red meat, including bacon. They won't kill you, as I have just explained you. If at all you have any query, please feel free to reach out to me. They are actually good, genuinely good for you. They make you healthier and stronger. Sounds good, doesn't it? Science is actually telling you to go ahead and enjoy the foods that I know you have been secretly loving and would want to enjoy. So enjoy your naturally occurring fats, reduce your carbs. Is all I have to say to sum up the science behind cholesterol, heart disease, fats, and carbs in your diet.